Rome is a story of overwhelming power. It was one of the most powerful cities to ever exist, the capital of an empire that ruled a huge part of the known world. It included parts of Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Imagine how big that country would be if it was around today. Welcome to Worldview with Captain Kurt. Certain storylines connect vast parts of the world going back thousands of years, and they're still happening today. They make travel so exciting and interesting. If you walk around Rome these days, you can see a ton of stuff from the empire. Huge buildings, roads, sculptures, fountains, and lots of other beautiful stuff. Some of it is over 2,000 years old. Rome wasn't always a big, powerful city. It started out like most other places, just a settlement. Over the years, this little settlement got more and more powerful. It grows along the Tiber River. About 2,500 years ago, Rome becomes a republic with voting and a senate, a lot like democracy that most places have today. Democracy develops in nearby Athens. You can learn about that in this video right here. Eventually, Rome takes over the peninsula, present-day Italy. They battle a major enemy, Carthage in Africa. When they win, they gain even more land, dominating the Mediterranean Sea. Julius Caesar seizes power. This is the beginning of the end of democracy in Rome. But he's made too many enemies, and he's stabbed to death on the Senate floor on the Ides of March. Later, Caesar's adopted son comes to power, known as Augustus. He becomes the only leader of Rome. It's 27 BC, and this is the beginning of the Roman Empire. It's no longer a republic or a democracy, it's an empire. The Romans start building stuff all over their empire. The Colosseum is home to massive gladiator fights. These gladiator fights were directed just like movies and TV today to make them as dramatic as possible. I could just imagine being a gladiator in this ring and you gotta fight off a lion that's charging at you, but you've never even heard of a lion because you don't have any TV or movies or anything, and you gotta kill it or it's gonna kill you. But then all of a sudden a tiger leaps out and starts fighting, and a bear comes in, maybe a python drops down on you, and you gotta fight for your survival. These things are all trying to kill you, and they're all fighting each other too. It would have just been so bloody, and the Romans loved it. But it wasn't always the worst thing, because if you became a successful gladiator, you became really popular. The alternative story is you are a gladiator and you die within a few minutes. Beside the Colosseum is the Roman Forum, home to Roman business and politics. It's basically like a block full of all the most important, powerful buildings in the Roman Empire. The whole Roman Forum is not that big. Maybe like a city block by a city block, maybe two. This street, Via Sacra, or the Sacred Road, is the heart of the empire. Successful generals marched down here after winning major battles. Just imagine all this built up, massive marble structures, huge. It's really cool just to imagine what this would have been like. The most powerful people in the world hanging out down here every day. Overlooking the Roman Forum is Palatine Hill. Palatine Hill is where all the big, famous, rich people, including the emperor, lived. They would take a little stroll down to the Roman Forum where all the important business was taking place. And then during games, they would walk over, have their own special entrance into the Colosseum, and watch some bloodshed. It's really pretty and relaxed up here. All these trees. You can just imagine the powerful Romans walking around in their robes. The Roman Empire slowly conquers Britain, founding Londinium, or London as it's known today. They build stuff all over in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, and lots is still around today. It reaches its height in 117 AD when Emperor Trajan dies and nominates Hadrian as his heir. The Pantheon is built during the reign of Hadrian, which still contains the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world. At this point, the Roman Empire controls a huge part of the world. In part 2 of Rome, we'll explore what eventually happens to the Roman Empire and how it influences the world even today. So hit subscribe. I'm Captain Kurt. I'll see you next time. Special thanks to Allianz Global Assistance for sponsoring this video.